welcome to this edition of yet another discussion which we have with the students, teachers and other members. Today we have come with another important topic, and that topic is also supposed to be very burning topic, because we have seen how Maggie has performed or failed to perform in our country. Should foreign companies be allowed in India? Is the topic today for our discussion. There is another important aspect of it. There are many people who favor that these companies should be allowed in India. Yet there are people who say that no, the foreign company should not be allowed in India because it impedes the progress of the Indian economy. We have had a lot of discussions on television, and especially we have seen the politicians discussing this issue. We have seen academicians and economists discussing this issue. But rarely do we find that school students and teachers participate in this very pertinent discussion. And that is why it is a proud privilege for us to have the students with us to discuss this issue. So first we will shift over to one side which actually favors that the foreign companies should be allowed in India, and I will start this discussion by asking them whether if they should be allowed, why they should be allowed in our country. So I'll switch over the discussion, start off with Neha, if Neha would like to speak something.
I think foreign companies should be allowed to come in India because the foreign products are having good quality than our Indian products. And indirectly the foreign companies are benefiting our Indian companies because they have started doing better job just because the foreign countries have developed a better competition for them. And secondly, if foreign companies will not be allowed to come in India, then the Indian companies will have their monopoly in Indian market, and we can assume what will be the worst condition if the Indian companies will have their own monopoly. And I think if the foreign companies are doing good because they are having the strategy and they are having the strategic mind, that's why they are progressing, and our Indian companies are having all the resources and they are not able to use it in a profitable way, and foreign companies are using our resources and they are earning profit and using the raw material or the resources in such a way that they are able to make it worth using. So I think there is nothing wrong if somebody else is able to use our resources. That doesn't mean that we should not allow them, because if we are not able to use, then I think we should allow others to use it.
Oh, this is a very important issue which Neha has raised, that we are full of important resources and minerals, and since we have not been able to exploit our own resources, we must allow foreign companies to interfere and develop ourselves. Another thing she mentioned is that it is important to break the monopoly of Indian industries, and for that we must allow to offer and to have a healthy competition with the foreign companies. I'd ask Yogita to add up the discussion by saying something.
I think that foreign companies should be allowed in India because it is very important for our economy to grow, because a country can grow only if the economic base is strong of that country. So for making our economic base strong, it is important for us to allow the foreign companies in our country. And I think that if the foreign companies will be there, then we will be having a lot of options to choose that what we wanted to buy. And if we talk about that, we should give a chance to our companies, our Indian companies to grow, and that's why we should not allow the foreign companies, then it is not right. As I can give an example, that in a class, if there is a lot of competition, there are many best students, and in between there are some bad or students who are not too much qualified, then it is not the thing that we should shift all those students to another class, and we should shift them in between the students which are of their level. It is not good, but because if they will be with the students who are intelligent, they can also be intelligent with the competition. So it is very much important for us to be the foreign companies in our country, so that we can learn from them and we can develop more skill of us rather than them.
Okay, it's important to develop our skill. It is also important to offer competition to the foreign market. It is also important to have a competition among the Indian companies. and to break the monopoly of a particular company. And keeping in mind all these things, we must invite foreign investment and foreign companies to come to India to exploit our resources and to have a healthy competition. But we have yet another side which thinks that the foreign investment should not be there. So I would ask JD to first start the discussion.
Sir, I think that foreign countries should not be allowed in India because, as my opponent said, that would be able to develop our skill and we will be able to learn from the foreign countries. But I don't think that one can learn by copying the others. We must develop our own skills, and I think that we can learn from there. But it doesn't mean that we like blindly we start following them. This is the present situation of our country, that we do not give much importance to our country just because we don't trust company of our country. And as my opponent said, that the Indian monopoly will spread if the products of foreign are trustworthy. But I think that the main issue which is presently discussing in India is that of Maggie, and it is also a foreign brand. And the Lays, it is creating a very harmful effect in our country. So I think that they should be banned in our country.
So she has taken one important example of Maggi and other brands of Nestle, which actually has proven kind of a failure in India, and it has proved that they are having a harmful impact on our economy and also on our health. I would ask Manish sir to join the discussion and speak something.
Sir, everybody talks about the new technique that foreign companies invest in India and they bring some new technology for India. But I think that India has capability to develop their own quality. They have capability to develop their own technique. Whether we will lead little bit, we will become a developed country 5 years after. But whatever achievement we have got by our own product, it's our own. Because I realize that foreign company invest in India and they are totally misusing the all positive aspects of India. Like, we have a powerful market, we have very strong and very solid raw material, we have skilled manpower. Actually, they are foreign company came in India and they are misusing our all facilities and get profit their country. Like, I have one very powerful and strong example of my own city, Damo. There is a cement plant, Heidelberg Diamond Cement Factory. I think Heidelberg Cement Factory is from Germany. They take over our these factories and they are totally misusing the raw material of Damo. They are totally illegal mining from Patharia to Narsingarh, and they are consuming the all resources of India. They are polluting our city and they get profit and send profit it to Germany. And they are promised that they give employment for the local people, but not single local persons get employment by that factory. So I think they are totally misusing of our facilities and exploit us and take profit and send to our own country. So I do not agree that foreign companies should come in India and develop their industry.
Here actually what Manish sir is speaking of is a very important issue, and he has been advocating the same version of Indian colonialism. You see, when the British came to India, they came with the purpose of extracting business profits from India, and from there we have the drain theory. And the drain theory basically means that British exploited Indian resources, took the raw materials out to their own country, and there they produced the finished products and sold them to the Indian market at a very high price, and that was the colonial gain, and through that British captured the whole of the country. So slowly what Manish says that the indigenous products, the indigenous resources are being utilized by the British or by the foreigners or by the multinational companies and sold back into Indian market to gain more and more profit. Let's see what Sakshi has to say on this.
Sir, I want to speak against the motion, and I want to say that the foreign companies should not come in India because, sir, as we know that if foreign countries will come in India, then it creates an unemployment among the people of India, because lots of resources and lots of products come in India, and which creates poverty in India. So that means I want to say that Indian people cannot earn whatever they want. So it should be banned, I think. And one more thing I want to add, sir, that if a foreign product is coming and the products are just for flaunting, they are not a real. It's just for show off. and it creates some kind of it misleads the Indians.
Okay, this is another concept given by the Sakshi here, that the foreign products are only to flaunt, the fashion. They have a better market technology and they are basically flaunting in India, they don't have any base. I'll ask Draupadi to add up the discussion and see what she has to say on this.
As far as my opinion is concerned regarding the topic, what I think that first let me introduce the term that foreign companies should be allowed in India. What I think that foreign investment was started in India in 1991 by Mr. Manmohan Singh, the then Finance Minister of India, under the FEMA Act. And we can openly witness the situation since then. We can witness the situation of that era and the present era. Since then, we have been developing, and we are on the stage of developing ahead. So I think it should be definitely allowed in our country, because it has remarkable features. It enhances the economy of our country, and it provides innumerable employment opportunities. And I think that if somebody thinks that no, it should not be allowed, so I think it reflects their intellectual impotency and orthodox thinking. It means that they are scaring from of taking challenges from foreign countries, because they are aware that they are very scared that if any foreign company will enter in their country, then it will completely challenge them. It will completely challenge their products. So I think that it should be definitely allowed. We should take these kind of challenges, so that we can also develop our own skills, and we can also step ahead. We can also access to global market. We can access to globalization.
So this is in order to face this challenge, to compete with them, to have more skills, to have more employment. And as she mentions that the foreign companies once come to India, they offer job opportunities, and we get absorbed into their job market, and that is why they should not be denied an entry into the country. But we have yet another person, Nitin sir. I would ask him to join the discussion and speak.
As my friends had said about the strategy of the foreign country, that's not a strategy, it's the sabotage of about the India market. And if they come in India, in this condition our Indian market will be collapsed, and that will be a break of our Indian market backbone, and that's the condition will create by the foreign market. It's a very creamy water, where we are just stuck in this water. We are hard to come outside of this water, and we are not able to find ourselves in the fresh position. As Manish has said, that foreign countries make us fool. That because of they show the fashion, they are not show their strategy. They just create foolish in Indian person. And second thing I want to add in this condition, as the 90s 80s era, Coca-Cola and in the present time Thumbs Up in the Indian, but the others Pepsi company take over this brand, and we are just following
many food drinks they entered, and they took over the control in Indian. That is true in cosmetic industries and in food industries. They took over the control of Indian market. We see Rajika here in the class, and we ask Rajika to add up the discussion.
I think foreign companies are not coming here to extend in their business. They just want control over our domestic shopkeepers, and that's why they are selling their things on cheaper price. So our domestic shopkeepers are not able to compete with them. As the result of that, our farmers and shopkeepers are facing economic crisis and many problems like unemployment in our country.
This is one major issue which has been raised by people time and again, that as foreign companies come to our country, their products sell at a lower price, and that is a challenge to the Indian market and Indian shopkeepers, where they do not survive. Do you have anything for that to say? Priyanka, if I ask you to join.
As Nitin sir said that they are making us fool. They are not making us fool. They are trying to sell their product cleverly. And if a person is trying to sell their product cleverly, then it is not said that the person who is in front is fool. So they are trying to sell their product cleverly.
Cleverly.
Another thing I want to say is when foreign companies' product come to India, then because of the competition, the overall price of the product decreases, so that the consumer, the poor people, the middle class people, the lower class people are able to afford the product. So it is somehow good that foreign companies are coming to India. And before buying the product, we all look at three aspects: quality, quantity, and price. So if Indian product has good quality, then it will automatically have great price. And if it will have a lower quality, then it will be cheap. So it is not possible for us to survive on Indian product.
So what do you want to say
So
on
I
this?
think foreign companies should be there because it got an important place in economic development of our country. Like it helps people to get different varieties of good in both quantity terms and quality terms. As my opponent said that if there should be foreign company should be there will be unemployment. I don't think so. They opens a new opportunity for us. Like increasing number of foreign companies should be there. They need more manpower. So we will get the chance to work there if we are hired.
Okay, they offer the skill levers to us. Yes.
As the Manisha says that they make us fool. So how is that possible? Because Indian people are not fool. Someone makes fool in a one time or a two time. How the foreign companies are developed in our country because of it has some qualities. Because of the qualities they are developed. If they make us fool, then one time or two time they are success. And how can they make the position in Indian market?
But when you say this, that how can they make us fool, there can be one question. That yes, it is not easy to make somebody fool twice. But do we not agree that if Maggie has been making fool to people for years together, so after a lapse of 2 decades, we have come to know that Maggie has been so dangerous for us. So they have been making us fool in a way for last so many years. Do you want to say something on this?
I want to say that like if we consume more and more fat food, so it will also affect our body. And yes, foreign companies should be allowed in India because it gives employment, variety of products, and we can choose as many as we want. And one side you want to get quality of good, and another side you want to say that foreign companies should not be allowed in India. So this is not right. And in future, if we in India we face economic crisis, so who will have? So this era is fully of relation. If we have good relation outside India, so we can success in future also.
Yeah. Sir, if foreign company comes in India, so it would be good for us because some people trying to go to abroad. If foreign company come in India, so it would be good for us, and unemployment will be decreased and employment will be increased. As my opponent said that foreign products are too exorbitant. But be it they give a product expensive product. So they give a product, they give a quality.
True, but here there is again a question to this side. The question which goes to this side is this is what Ankit has mentioned as a very important point. I would really appreciate him for this because he says that it is an age of globalization. No, it is a case of interdependence. You have to depend on other countries also. So in that way, if we have to depend on other countries, we have to open our market for them. We have to interact economically with them. We have to have a trade relationship with them. We have to open our market for them, and we have to go to their market also. So keeping this in mind, how would you say that we should not invite foreign companies to come to India? Yes, anybody? Would you like to say, or Sakshi would say?
Sir, I want to say that as our country is a developing country, it's not a developed country. So if some companies are coming to India and they are opening some kind of a business and they are giving employment to the people of our country. So I want to say that developed countries always dominate the people of the developing country.
Sure.
Because as you only mentioned that some years ago the Britishers came to our India in the purpose of the trade, and they only made the people of country as a kind of a servant. So if now also if they are giving employment to the people of India, they are just taking the all kind kind of a word. They want to say that
They drain India out
yeah,
of the
yeah.
nation. True. Bhagirath, did you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say today, these days we are freedom, but foreign company they are trapping in India. Yes, I think that
basically
should
the
be.
foreign companies trying to trap India. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
So, as we all know that the foreign companies that came to India since many years ago, and the laborers are and some specialists are working there since many years ago. So don't you think that the laborers and the specialists had become skilled now? So if the government will help them, then they will open their own industries in India. So the product which is coming from outside, that will
Equally important point.
And,
Yes, you mentioned very good point. Yes.
According to me, foreign companies should not be allowed in India. First thing is that RTI is not applied on FDI. If there will be a fault in their product, so we are unable to claim. And second thing is that, as my opponent said, that there is no quality in our products. The Reliance Group, the Tata Motors, and the Hero Motocorps. Hero Motocorps is the #1 bike company of India. So I think by FDI, we will be lost our strength.
Okay, let's see what Manish sir has to react to this. Yes,
Sir, I would like to tell you all that any foreign company, any foreign persons can't love your own country. Only you can love your own country because that is your own country. Foreign company came India not for welfare. They want to came in India for just getting profit, too much profit. What East India has company done many years ago. They have started small business. Afterward, they have ruled over our whole country. Same strategy in nowadays the foreign company has. We have very powerful market. We have the greatest market of the world. We have very nice raw material. We have a very nice manpower. They want to exploit the whole these.
I would like to cut you short, Manish, because he has mentioned a very important point. And this is, I think, one of the most important epitome of our discussion. Keeping apart all that business interest and international market and globalization and things like that which we have been having for the last so many years, who loves our country? The question Manish sir has raised here, that foreign companies have been here not for any welfare, not for any social work. It's basically business. But if what we do, we basically love our country, so whatever we think for the people of. Do you think that Indian market, Indian industries, Indian businessmen and Indian entrepreneurs think for the Indian people? Do you think? Yes, please.
No, sir, I don't think the Indian businessmen or the entrepreneurs thinks about the Indian economy, because they are only concerned and they are only related to themselves only. They just think about their own profit, because business is not about the welfare. It's about the earning profit. And I think if foreign companies are doing business, then I don't think there is nothing wrong. They are having the ability. That's why they are coming. Our Indian companies are also there in India. Why they are not able to progress? Because they are not having the ability. So we can't pinpoint the foreign companies that they are exploiting us.
Okay, in a very short, I'll ask Dr. Ms. to react. Very brief.
Sir, despite knowing the fact that we are very rich at mineral resources and other resources, we know that we Indians are very poor at managerial skills. We don't have good techniques, we don't have good infrastructure, and I think that if we allow them, then we can learn many things from them. We can learn good management from them, and with that we can develop ourselves.
Okay, it is question of managerial skill. Yogita, what would you like to say?
So I wanted to say that my opponents were saying that those companies are polluting our country. Then sir, there are many laws before allowing the foreign companies in our country, that they can, if they are polluting also, then there are rules which they have to follow before doing that. So they are following the rules and they are doing their work. They are also giving the tax for that. And even our companies, our Indian companies, they are not thinking for our India. They are not even paying the tax, and they are doing their work at small level, but they are not paying the tax for that. And we are saying that foreign companies are not thinking for the welfare, but even where the welfare is there, means even the Indian companies don't want to think about the welfare of our country. They just wanted to earn profit, and I think there are
True.
more
You
wars.
say that they are not thinking for the welfare of the country, they are earning profit. But the question here is, when we talk of contamination of food products, when we talk of adulteration of food products, when we talk of pollution in our Indian market, do we think that Indian businessmen are equally concerned about the health and welfare of the country? Manish, sir.
Sir, I have two examples. The tool industry working in India, she said that the Indian companies are not dedicated towards their country. Tata Nano product, it's a totally lost product of Ratan Tata, but still he has started to provide a good car for our very common persons. Patanjali Yogpith is also working for their product as well as they are working for some yoga classes, some welfare working. So I am not agree with that our company is not dedicated towards our country. Ma'am said that we have no technology. Sir, our own technology we have successfully goes towards Mars. So it is also very.
She said that we don't have managerial skills to follow the technology. We have the technology, we do not have. We have the Indian products. We have aloe vera, we have Patanjali, we have n number of. We have sattu, we have eatables, we have fast food, we have our own fast food. Why not Indian products? Why not Indian products?
Sir, you have mentioned we have products of Patanjali aloe vera. With that, I think I knew some products of Shehnaz also. I think that these type of products are very costly and expensive,
Yes.
and even common man cannot afford these
Okay,
types of
I accept that there are products which are very expensive. Neha, the last word.
So I can say that IMB is an Indian product and it have nutrients, but the common man can't afford it. If the common man will think about the nutrients and will think about the Indian products, then definitely they will not be able to run their livelihood. So I think the Indian products which are having the quality, they are so much expensive that a common man or a middle class people can't survive on that.
Okay, but with that discussion going on further, I would like to add one more thing, that we are very happy to have 3 kids in our discussion forum. And these three kids are basically, they are not very much enlightened about what is happening all around the world, but yet they think that they should be a part of the discussion. They have to speak something, so I ask them to speak something either against it or in favor of it. Yes.
I think foreign companies should not be allowed in India, because if foreign company will be allowed in India, so most of the person of India will get attracted to foreign products, and Indian market will collapse. And if Indian market will collapse, so their Indian government will not get profit, and if Indian government will not get profit, so Indian government will be unable to run India, and there may be chances of economical crisis.
Very nice idea. Yet another kid we have to speak
I want to
something.
tell that foreign companies should not come in India, because if in India it will come, so we Indians have the talent, but we don't have the stage to perform it. So
Very good. We don't have stage to perform. We have talent. Very beautifully put up. Yes, next.
Foreign companies should become to India. I think that foreign companies should become in India and to get raw materials and carry to your country, and after then sell by in other countries and get fast food. Another country get fast food. Any all persons take, and we know that this is a good product. I give one example, because China is a very good company, but this is the product not so good, because after sometimes we reserve.
True, very good. I'll like to brief it up, because what he wants to say is, we believe in a Chinese product. We say that it's a Chinese product, but it is not durable. It does not survive in the market. It is just in the name of the Chinese product that we welcome the foreign products, but it does not survive in the market. Very beautifully put by all these 3 kids. We ask Jyoti again to come up and speak something. She wants to say something.
Sir, as they told that the Indian products are not good and they are not developed, they don't have good quality. Don't you think that our future generation who will come, they would also have the same problem? don't you think that our forefathers or our freedom fighters, if they would have not sacrificed their life for us, we would be under the British rule till date? Don't you think that if we would not improve now, so we will never be a developing country? You know, we have developed country. Sorry, we will be always a developing country, and we have to always follow blindly the foreign countries.
A very patriotic statement Jayati has given, and I would ask Manish sir to join the discussion. Yes, Manish sir, do you want to say
definitely, sir, definitely. What happens that actually that why we are allowing a foreign person come to in India? We have everything. We have quality. We have quantity. We can manage also. But sir, the mentality is our the leaders are very bad. The colonial legacy is also still here. Like in my language, in Budelkhandi, there's a adage, a statement. कहावत है कि घर का जोगी जोगड़ा और आन गांव का सिद्ध. A person who came from outside, they think that they are quite literate, quite intellectual. But I don't think so. We have also caliber, we have also capability, and we can survive. Whether we will little bit late, but we can survive on this world.
To bring to the end of this discussion, it has been a very, very nice discussion. See, what we discuss out here is a very, very important issue. Who wins and who loses is not the point. The idea is the most important part of this whole discussion. As the kids come up, as the students come up, as the teachers and people from different walks of life come up and air their views here, it is very, very important to listen to them, to give respect to their ideas and views. Whether foreign companies should come to India or not, it has been a matter of discussion for a long time, and we have seen since the time of colonialism in India that foreign companies have hampered the Indian economy, and somewhere we have tried to develop in opposition to the foreign companies also. We have a lot of views and we have a lot of secrets behind all these happenings that are happening in India today. But what is more important is to join hands and have a discussion, air your views, and this is what from our desk today. Thank you very much. We meet again.